What's up, you guys? Dr. Jeff, Rythmia Life Advancement Center. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties. Not starting on time here because my Wi-Fi is not really happening. But anyway, I'm here. Hope you guys are doing all right. What I wanted to talk about was something that just reminded me of the importance of what we're doing at Rythmia and the importance of all of you. And when you're preparing to come, or if you've already been to Rythmia, or if you're setting up a goal to come in the future. What's up, Justin? What's up, my man? And what I like to talk about is, Jerry and I didn't happen upon this program Justin, what's up? Didn't happen upon this in like a really sort of business way or a way that was planned out, or Rythmia came about because the plants, and in particular ayahuasca, wanted a platform that was going to reach certain people that were not available to go to the jungle and to go into the indigenous areas for plant medicine. And so, it was actually really surprising to both of us because, I had a background in medical management and also psychology and healthcare. And Jerry, hi Camila, hi, miss you. Thanks for all the comments, everybody. I'm trying to read them as I go, and you guys are all awesome. Miss you guys. So, my background was in healthcare and psychology, and Jerry's background was in business. And we were very two unlikely people to actually, open up a place that was guided by plants. It just sounds so funny, right? But, everything that we did was based on what the plants told us to do. And, as far as like the program, what to offer, the integration, the follow-up, the aftercare that we offer, the way that the ceremonies are run, the way that how long they go, what's the intention each night, what are the three intentions, that we have at Rythmia, everything. Everything was brought to us in ceremonies, and it's really hard to, I just look back on the whole thing and I'm just like in awe of like this whole process, and it's not like we're so important, because we're not. It's about like everybody who comes there is important, everybody that does this process and gets clear for themselves and gets on the right track for themselves. You guys are freaking so cool. Like, you guys are so important to the world. And every single person that comes through Rythmia creates a ripple effect amongst their family, in their community. And all these things change for the better, and it's like the only thing we want in the world is to have peace and health and connection and success, in ways that everybody is comfortable with, and to just be happy, and it's really hard to find companies that do that these days, like there's just so much madness. Like, I had to deal with the pharmaceutical industry my whole career, and the thing about it is there's portions of good in everything, right? And there's portions of good, for example, in the pharmaceutical industry, but there's also a lot of really difficult things in that industry. And it's not necessarily the best scenario for everybody, like the outcomes from those industries. And we just believe, at Rythmia, and Jerry and I, we really believe that we want everybody to get back to their roots, get back to what's important. And what's important in life is, of course, we all want to have nice things, of course, but we don't need nice things. Like, nice things to me and to most of you guys, right, is just a comfortable place to sleep, right? Like, nice things are relative. And what nice things are really is happiness and calm and peace and connection with other people. That's what happiness is, right? So, I think what's happening during this coronavirus and everybody's, sequestered into their homes is that people are realizing what's actually important. And if you're like me, it took a couple weeks or a month to really have this hit you. It's like all of a sudden you're in a new routine, and that routine is involved with family. It's involved with yourself. It's involved with relaxing and connecting and thinking and being meditative. And there's all this stuff happening that took, for me at least, took like, a good 3 to 4 weeks before I actually understood like this new routine for myself, right? So I want you guys to have faith in the process that you're going through right now, because we all have to have this sort of faith that this is going to turn out okay, because it has to, and this is going to pass, and things are going to pick up again, and we're going to have more knowledge, and we're going to have more connection, and everybody's going to really understand what's actually important in life, right? And what's important to life is not a new BMW or whatever. What's important in life is that you're really open with your friends, and that you're really loving to your family, and that you're really loving to yourself, right? That's what's important. And, people like to hear funny stories and cool stuff about Rythmia. That's why you guys are listening. So I'll try to give you guys a couple fun little stories. Like Jerry and I had a lot of moments, when we did ceremonies, just us two, to figure out business plans and things for this, where we just looked at each other. We're like, dude, what is going on, man? Like, what is this, dude? We're tripping. Like, how is this possible that this is coming through us in this way? And I was like, I don't know, dude, but I'm not going to question this. I'm just going to go with it. And he's like, I know, I'm going to do the same, because there's more at stake here than just like our own desires and wants and thoughts. There's so many people waiting to get here and to go through this process. We've had 8,000 people go through the Rythmia process, and that's a big deal to me. That's a huge deal. And all you guys that have been through Rythmia understand this, like how significant it is for yourself individually. And then you see your friends and family do it and how important that is for you, right? And then you see the staff that work at Rythmia and the volunteers and how amazing they all are, and how they're just like these beautiful people. Like, I've never met anybody in my career as amazing as the staff at Rythmia, the volunteers and the core staff. They're just like these angels, they're just like these amazing people. And I'm like, where did you guys come from, right? Like, they came from all over the world, but like, where'd you really come from? And it's so interesting, because it's like we all feel like we've known each other before, and that's how it is when you guys show up as guests. Like, we feel like instantly connected, because there's a reason you're there, and there's a reason you're going through this process, and there's a reason that you need to clear out all these demons. And I think the reason I was in 20 plus years of working with trauma victims in a very sort of difficult manner. Meds were involved back in LA when I was working in that, and psychiatric hospitals were involved, and rehabs were involved, and group homes, and all kinds of stuff is, what I learned for trauma and for addiction and for acute psychiatric care. Like, I was in those environments for a reason, because it kind of gave me like this big picture view of what's going on with people psychologically and emotionally and spiritually. It was kind of like my boot camp, to like be able to do what I do at Rythmia, which is to sort of have a safe container for everybody. And I can recognize certain things that are happening with guests, and I can troubleshoot it as best as I can, not perfectly all the time, but I think I have a pretty good sort of history of looking at like what's actually going on with somebody. And I can direct the team, if it's needed. Most of the time it's not needed, because the individuals that come as guests are working with the plants, and they're doing amazing, and they're getting the support from the staff. So like my sort of like background knowledge is very minimal that's needed, but I think it's important that it's there. And the reason is because, it just gives everybody a sense of sort of safety. And again, I'm not perfect in it, but I look back on my career, and the reasons I learned all that stuff, went to all that grad school and did all that hospital work and all that crazy stuff, is so that I could be able to give a context to our staff and to the guests about what's going on process-wise as they work through trauma, as they work through, all these different events that have happened. And it's very important. The work we're doing at Rythmia is world changing. It's first individually changing to the individual, and then it's world changing. And that's so exciting. It's so exciting. We've seen how the world has shifted in just a few months with this virus. Think about how the world is going to shift after this passes. and everybody's connected to themselves and to their friends and family, and everybody's connected to the global community. It's a beautiful, amazing, exciting time. And I'm just so happy and proud to be a part of what's going on at Rythmia with all the amazing staff and all the amazing alumni and all the people that are getting ready to come and all the people that return to go deeper. I mean, it's just the coolest community. It's the best group of people I've ever in my life known or worked with. It's a beautiful experience. So how this all happened is through a lot of patience, a lot of sort of waiting for things to unfold and trusting in the process of the plant medicine and what the universe is saying and what the world is saying and what the earth is saying and what this whole sort of vibe is and what we are saying, right? That's how this all came about. So if you're getting ready to come to Rythmia, we're excited to meet you. Hang in there. You know, we know that this is a difficult time, especially if you've tapered off some meds to come. Hang in there, work with your doctors, make sure that you're safe to still be off these meds, because I know you timed it a certain way, right, to be able to come to Rythmia and do the plant medicine. Be sure to stay on top of that with your doctor. You know, they have the Zoom calls. You can call your doctor and all that. Make sure you're doing that and keep us posted on how you're doing. You know, call into the person you're dealing with for your booking and make sure everything's cool. And we'll keep you posted about when we're going to open back up so we can have you down there. I'm excited to get back down there. Man, I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait. So thanks for watching, you guys. This all happened for a reason. You know, I believe that. I really do. And I'm excited to have you guys come back. And if you've been to Rythmia before. All right, Pura Vida, thanks for watching. See you guys next Monday. All right, see you guys soon.